You know, when you first came to me, you were beat up, abused, neglected, but I took you in, didn't I? I took you in because I saw something in you that people missed. Now I know there's never a guarantee, but I just had a feeling that you and I were going to get along good. And I heard all the people telling me, don't do it. Don't you dare. Are you an idiot? That's what they said to me. I said, no, I have a really good feeling about this. So I took you in, started doing my best to help you out. But boy, did you fight me. You made it so difficult on me. You made it, there were times I wanted to give up. There were times I'm like, this isn't worth it. You fought me at every corner up until the last time it was something difficult. Boy, did I want to give up on you. But I didn't, did I? I just kept chugging along. I knew that one day you would be something magical. And here we are. I don't keep track of my man hours. I have no idea how long it took me to get you to where you are. And you're probably going to leave me. They always do. It's been quite a journey. All right, guys. Anyway, let's take a look at it. The V65. Oh, you know, I guess probably 70% of the guys that are into vintage bikes would say, why would you do that to a V65? And they would be right, but it's not about them, it's about me. The V65, when it came out, it was one of those landmark machines. It was special. Now, you know, so many bikes have come out and been blah, but the V65, it was a cruiser, and I'm not a cruiser guy, but it was fast for its day. In fact, I think it was the quickest bike of 1984, I believe. And I've always loved them, but I've never had one. Now, I've had lots of V4 Hondas, so I know them well. These bikes have a lot of idiosyncrasies and weird things that you need to know about them. I think back to when I first started working on the V4, I had a 750 Interceptor, and you know, it's just one of those things, you go through it and you learn as you go. But what drew me to this bike was I got it cheap, and it's a low mile example, but it looked way better in pictures than it did when it showed up here. First thing, and you know, I don't even fault the guy. I think he honestly just forgot, but what had happened was somebody cranked down, I got to refinish these too, these are not done, but somebody cranked down the master cylinder bolt too tight, it broke, and then it leaked, and then it ran down the side of the tank and it pulled the paint, brake fluid. So I got that. I had thought that I was going to be able to save the factory paint job because it didn't look that bad, but when I saw that, I knew I was painting it. Jason laid down an incredible job, and I love this color. It's a Bentley color, looks black. You can actually see it more on camera. You can see the green in it, but when you're standing next to it, it really looks black. When you get it in the sun, it's beautiful. What else I did was, this is an 83, and the 83s, the wheels always look weak to me compared to the 84 and 85 wheel. So I swapped out the wheels, and basically I went through everything mechanical that was needed to be done. Valves, carbs, all that fun stuff. I had to completely go through the gauge cluster. This was all ratty and rough up here. But where the big money got spent was all the polishing. So every shiny aluminum piece that you see has been professionally polished, and they were in really rough shape. And that cost me a lot of dough. And on top of that, I had the exhaust chromed. That was re-chromed. That was expensive. So you saw my previous post. It was close to, it was $2,600 and just the polishing. A few grand in the paint. Jason made me a deal. Beautiful. I got the stickers. The stickers came out of like Poland, I think. And then I rebuilt the entire brake system, front and back. The front forks I rebuilt. And I had the front fender re-chromed also, but what a gorgeous machine. And I've been, last couple of days I was just kind of sorting out some carb issues, but she just... Love it. Okay, Jeff, so what's next? Well, a couple little things. I got to zip tie this. It had an aftermarket aluminum radiator, and the inner trim piece doesn't fit it right because the aftermarket radiator kind of cocks these things out incorrectly. I'm probably going to just get a good used one, pressure test it, and put that back on, because then I can put that plastic piece back in here. What else? I think that's it. I might touch up the rectifier over here. It looks a little ratty. It doesn't really match the rest of the bike. Maybe some aluminum spray paint. But I don't know. I'm just going to ride it and enjoy it. They're great bikes to ride. The V4s, they're a blast to ride. But it's just a gem. I mean, this is a show-winning bike. If there was a vintage bike show, this would be a strong contender. So anyway, thanks to everybody that kind of followed me through this nightmare. I'm actually going to ride it now. So next video you see, I'm going to go on the maiden voyage and see if it sticks me somewhere or if it makes it back. So stay tuned, friends.